Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today, we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. Today, we're reacting because another clip of this Carlos King reality with the king in Huntsville, whoopla, hoopla, nonsense, foolishness, set up with Stormy has emerged, and in this particular clip, and it has nothing to do with anything. I guess my issue is I thought the purpose of this show was supposed to have some sort of cohesion. Like, are we going to do an episode rewatch? Are we doing top moments from the season? Or are you just specifically picking certain scenes to set up as an attack? And what do I mean by that as an attack on Mel and the Millimeters, right? Because what has happened now, what has taken place, right? So Carlos King prefaces this clip by asking right off the bat to Stormy, which you already know. She already knew this was going to be asked. She has a terrible poker face, you guys. A terrible poker face. Just like when she tried to instigate the scene with, Nell talking about Martel's arrest. No. You knew exactly what you were doing. So Carlos asks, who in the cast holds the most grudges? Like who's the number one person, right? We all know the answer, right? Stormy's of course going to say Mel. Now my question is this. If the cast supposedly is not in contact with Mel, if the cast supposedly does not want to DM Mel, if the cast supposedly is complaining that they don't hear from Mel, how would they know that she's holding any grudges? Can you make it make sense? If Mel is not engaging with you, if Mel is not doing a back and forth with you, if Mel is not filming any arguments or barely filming any scenes with you right now, how is Mel the one holding a grudge if she is not even in communication with you? Wouldn't somebody who has a grudge, wouldn't every single time you interact with them, they're always going to bring up old stuff. They're always going to bring up old drama. They're always going to bring up things from yesteryear. So by that calculation, wouldn't that make Destiny number one? Of who has the most grudges in the cast? Because Destiny literally came back on this show to talk about the past with Moses. Completely bypassing the past with LeBeric, by the way. Wanted to talk about the past with Moses. Wanted to talk about the past friendship with Sunny. Wanted to talk about her past friendship with Mel. Wanted to discuss respectable cheating, which was back in the past when Mel was married to Martel, which that scene got chopped and screwed to be misinterpreted into something else. Wouldn't Destiny fit the qualification as somebody who's holding a grudge? Because if Mel is seeing you and Mel is trying to be in the present and is trying to get along in the present, it's y'all that like to bring up her crazy ex-husband. It's y'all that like to rehash old stuff, and Mel's moved on because y'all need Mel for your storylines. And since Mel doesn't hold grudges, you thought a new storyline revolving around Mel supporters and the Millimeters was going to move the needle, and it was met with backlash and low ratings, you guys. So, nonetheless, then Carlos King doesn't really say anything after that, but then after that asks Stormy who would be number two. And Stormy says Tisha. And says that she thinks Tisha feels away because things really didn't resolve after she called her husband Marceau the B word. And I'm like, okay. Alright. I'm like, is Tisha in enough scenes this season for us to even deduce that she has a grudge right now? Like
I know she does have a grudge. I know she holds on to things with Mel for like ever, but that's a huge part and thanks to her mother. Right? That's a huge part and thanks to her mom going live every single day to discuss Mel. Right? So with that being said, you guys, then it just transitions awkwardly into a clip about, the Mel versus Marceau scene, and Stormy talks about how everybody loves to see them film scenes together and all these things, and then they show the clip of, Marceau versus Tisha giving the debrief in his conversation with Mel, and including in the clip Mel's fans and him calling Mel supporters and Melimeters deplorables, you guys. But I noticed Carlos King and Stormy didn't want to go down that road, right? They didn't want to go down that road, but you purposefully included it to, again, continue to push the narrative, to push the nonsense, you guys. And then instead of that conversation dissecting that particular portion of the clip, they want to pivot to where Marceau is reacting to the fact that Mel said, hey, you want me to control fans, a group of strangers I don't even know. Boy, you guys do not want to control your mother-in-law. And then Carlos asks Stormy, why does Stormy think that Tisha's mom, Funny Unhooked, is always on the internet talking crazy? And Stormy was like, well, I don't know. She got mad at me when I called Marceau a bleep. And so Carlos is like, oh, so she was defending her son-in-law? Like, stop it. Stop it. And the diabolical laughing. Stop it. Carlos, didn't you just say a couple of weeks ago that you and Mel were good? That there's no issues with you and Mel? And that people online are trying to create things and run with it? But here's the thing. Why is this stupid show revolved around setting things up for Mel to basically be dragged? Why are we rehashing nonsense? If it's supposed to be a recap show, if it's supposed to be reacting to the most messiest moments or whatever, shouldn't everyone in the cast get a fair take on all of that? Instead of out of nowhere, Mel is up here catching strays, and out of nowhere, you're inserting clips about Marceau talking crazy about the Melimeters, and nobody's learned their lesson. Nobody has learned at all that nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to tune in for this crap. As much as we drag Andy Cohen and how he conducts himself around certain housewives, in particular the Atlanta housewives and the Potomac housewives, and how he picks and chooses and likes to play favorites, he would never center a show like this basically for one person to continuously to get attacked all day like this, let alone their fan base. Andy Cohen understands whether he likes a certain housewife or not. He understands that their fans are what's bringing the eyeballs to Bravo, and by extension, his show on his channel on SiriusXM and any other business ventures he has. He understands how money works. He understands how sponsors work. He understands how, continuing to have business relationships work. What Carlos is doing is just setting a stage for just black women across the board to constantly be attacked and never be celebrated, never be uplifted. Black women on this show either have to be a side chick, they all have to be bad friends, they all have to hold grudges, they all have to be bad wives, bad ex-wives. It's completely ridiculous. There is no sign of black excellence or black women support in any capacity. It sounded like, even from the clip, Stormy has no intentions of ever rekindling anything with Tisha either. So this is beyond just her one-sided beef with Mel. She doesn't even want to entertain any type of camaraderie or any type of anything with Tisha. And my thing is this: how are you supposed to produce a reality show, Carlos King, when this cast doesn't want to fool with each other? And that's why I said this cast needs to be recasted. Because you're not just about to be here just collecting a check to react to what everybody else is doing and giving the people absolutely nothing and thinking that you deserve to be there. No. You said the show is supposed to revolve around the core six, but the core six has been MIA this season. You revolved the show this season around Sunny, Moses, and Destiny and the Trisha, Ken, and Martella Marquez saga, which you could have talked about on this episode as well. But again, you have to find a way to slander Melody Cherie Rogers. But then when you need the ratings, all of a sudden you want to talk about how you're mellow-drop. No. And then since when is Stormy's fan base called the Storm Chasers? The Storm Chasers, the Destinators, the T-Squad, I am done. Nobody does this on Bravo, by the way. Andy Cohen is not referring to each housewife and their fan base by a certain name or all of these things to try to cause discourse and division and all these things. No. Because he is trying to keep it focused in on the housewives and the housewives' behavior. Carlos King treats Mel and Mel supporters and Mel fans as if they are cast members on the show as well. And my thing is this, if Mel supporters, Melameters, and all the things, if they're going to be cast members of the show and be talked about, can they get the $300 an episode, allegedly, that is rumored that you're paying? Because I don't understand, the obsession, you guys. I've never seen anything like this on a reality show, to devote an entire season to somebody's fan base. Make it stop. What other housewives have done on Bravo is they've utilized the negative impact of somebody spreading a false story about somebody, but it wasn't revolved around a particular housewife's fan base. It was revolved around a particular story or stories that were said about a specific housewife, a specific cast member, that was started by a social media account, by a social media fan page, but the fan page was not the focus of the entire season. But this is what happens when there's no vision. There's no vision, there's no ideas, there's no thought process. Everything is a one-track pony, you guys. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.